It's been a while since I did a video on Japanese releases, and since this is Elvis Presley in Japan, I thought I'd better rectify that. I've got another couple of videos lined up about other Japanese releases, but what we're going to do in this video is take a look at a couple of really rare promo items from the 60s and the 70s. These are various artist promo items. One is 7-inch and the other one is 12-inch LP. So let's crack on with the first one. You might never have seen these before. Here's the first one here. Clint Eastwood there on the left and Elvis on the right. And there's the back cover. So the back cover lists the songs, the catalogue numbers of the singles, and some information on the tunes as well. This is quite an unusual promo item for singles, because usually what they did with promo singles is they pressed them with a white label and they would just include the regular cover, the regular insert that came with the standard Japanese single. So this one's quite a unique item. It's actually a gatefold as well. And on the inside there you can see it's got a chart. And what this chart is, this must have been sent out to shops, because it's a chart to record sales of each single. Well, 4 of them actually, 4 at the top and then the same 4 down here. So the shopkeeper could record the number of copies that they'd sold, how many that they had left, and how many they wanted to buy back. And this goes from October the 22nd to December the 20th, presumably for 1966. So let's have a look at the records. There are 2 records in there. The first one is a single. And it's got silver lettering, so it's going to be quite difficult to see. The first side there, or one side, is the theme from For a Few Dollars More, hence the Clint Eastwood picture on the cover there. And on the other side you've got a song by the Mamas and the Papas called I Saw Her Again. That was actually in the chart in the UK on the day I was born. And I've actually got the original singles for both of those. That's the For a Few Dollars More theme. Of course, these are all on Victor. And I've also got the Mamas and the Papas single as well. Again, on Victor. The second one is actually an EP. 33 1/3 RPM EP. With 2 songs by the Monkees on one side, which are Last Train to Clarksville and Take a Giant Step. And they were released on the same single. And on the other side you've got 2 Elvis songs from different singles. First one, Love Letters, and the other one, not surprisingly, is Spin Out. So that's the first one we're looking at. The next one is an LP, a double LP. What they started to do in Japan from the early 60s, I believe, they started to release promo LPs that were promoting new LPs and new singles. The covers were very generic, just made from flimsy, thin card. They were not laminated or anything, with a track listing stuck to the back cover, literally stuck to the back cover, with white label records. Every now and again they would release a special one, and these are much more interesting to look at least. And I've got one of those special ones here today to show you. This is the first time I've ever held this, I've ever had it. And there it is. If you've got our book up there, you'll have seen a picture of this toward the back, in which there is a long list of these promo LPs. But I can give you some more information about this now. It's a little bit confusing if you're just looking at the English on the front there. RCA now recording 1 million disc. Get action. The Japanese text at the top here is addressed to shopkeepers. So what this is, it's a double album that was distributed to shops that were contracted to sell Victor's records. It's got the RCA logo up here, for the record label, but the record company was still Victor, still manufacturing the records. And on the back cover there, it's got the track listing, and it's also got a list of the artists whose songs are on here. And it's also got the titles of the albums, which are represented as well. And curiously, it's got the name of a DJ down here, Makoto Yagi, Japanese music critic and DJ. And I'll tell you more about his involvement in a moment. So the idea behind this was it's to promote 21 albums on the RCA label. Hence you can see it says 21 up here, 21 discs. And the 21 albums are pictured there on the right. The first two are Elvis albums, of course, He Touched Me and Elvis Now. There's a lot of other famous artists in there as well. You've got Paul Anka and Neil Sedaka right below. And funny enough, Paul Anka's album released at that time was also called Now, Paul Anka Now. So you've got Elvis Now, Paul Anka Now. And then you've got Neil Sedaka's album here, which was called Emergence. But funny enough, in Japan, they called it Neil Sedaka Now. So you've got 3 Now albums here. Then you've got Sylvie, and you've got the Jefferson Airplane, Hot Tuna, Papa John Creech. I nearly said Papa Don't Preach then. Papa John Creech. You've got the Everly Brothers, Nancy and Lee Hazelwood, Nielsen Schmielsen, The Kinks, that is the Guess Who, Canadian band, Jose Feliciano, Mike Nesmith of the Monkees, someone called Annette Peacock, don't know who she is, don't know what happened to her. And then there's a couple of albums by John Denver at the bottom. I know what happened to him. The poor guy died in a plane crash, and he was the pilot. Finally, down here in the green section here, you've got a list of goodies that the record company was giving away to promote these artists or these releases, including posters, action badges, whatever they were, record jackets, pamphlets, and special hangers, whatever they are. Now, not only do you get a gatefold, it actually opens out even further. If I just pull this flap up here, you can see it opens out to reveal a poster. So nearly all the artists are pictured. They are somewhere. And in the middle there you can see some text on each artist. There's our man Elvis at the top, right next to Papa Don't Preach, aka Papa John Creech. So let's have a look at the record very quickly. There we go. Once again, you've got the white labels with the silver text. And if you look closely, you can see that the records are not actually banded. And there's a reason for that, and it relates to the DJ that I mentioned a moment ago. So at the end of each track, the DJ comes in and he talks a little bit about the preceding track and the next track. All the songs are complete, but as I say, you do get the DJ coming in between the songs. So that's probably why it's not banded. The Elvis songs, Bosom of Abraham and Early Morning Rain. Bosom of Abraham sounds to me like it's got a lot of echo on it. I'm going to have to get my records out, my He Touched Me albums out, and just compare them. Compare the sound to what's on here, because it sounds like there's a lot of added reverb to me. But anyway, I'll let you know. So yeah, those are two really rare Japanese promos from 66 and 72. That double LP was pressed in June 1972. So keep an eye out for them. And yeah, so as I say, I'll get back with a couple of other Japanese record videos in the near future. But until then, thanks for watching. Cheers.
この Elvis Now という LP の中でプレスリーはサインはピースとかフールスラッシュイン、そしてビートルズでおなじみのヘイジュードといった他人のレパートリーなんかをかなり多く取り入れてますけども。